So let's talk about farming and its connection with the history. It has been over 10,000 years since the last ice age ended. A variety of new technologies were used to increase the amount of energy and resources human communities could obtain from the environment around the world. In addition, humans had settled every corner of the globe by the end of the last ice age. In some places, people began to live in closer neighborhoods. Mesopotamia, for instance, experienced a population increase to an extent that feeding techniques could not accommodate. People now meant you had to get more food from a particular area when more people were around. As a result, some groups began to use irrigation and plant wheat, or they began to herd goats and cattle for their meat supply. These experiments led to the development of agriculture. As temperatures around the globe continued to increase, agriculture also flourished. Planting and managing crops under these conditions made it possible to have some confidence that they would yield abundant harvests. The domestication of some plants and even the dependence of some animal on us occurred within a few generations. The varieties of animals that farmers chose became tastier, more nutritious, or more docile as they became more appealing. Farmers took off and began to spread around the world. As a way to make the most of the sun's energy, agriculture is really how we increase the amount of energy used by our species. People began changing their environment to make more and more use of the product of photosynthesis by changing the plants, animals, and landscapes around them. As a result of this energy boom, villages, cities, and large agrarian societies were created. Agricultural practices were first introduced to humans about 10,000 years ago, and not only their lives were changed, but the Earth's surface was also altered. As a result, the human population moved from place to place no longer in search of food. Upon settling in one place, humans could produce more food than they needed in that location, which contributed to the growth in the human population. The surface of the earth was altered more deliberately by humans, so there was more land to cultivate. Cutting down trees and digging irrigation canals were two of the ways that humans adapted the land to be more suited for agriculture. Taking into account the enormous changes farming caused to the earth and to the way humans lived, it qualifies as the seventh major threshold of complexity in this sequence. As scientists and historians, and we continue to learn more about the emergence of agriculture and what this means for mankind. The earliest humans were able to survive by foraging for food, moving from place to place as the seasons changed or resources were exhausted. The first humans learned to farm around 11,000 years ago in several places simultaneously. At the time, humans would stay in one place to tend to their crops. Human populations increased dramatically. A wide variety of civilizations formed. The speed of collective learning increased. In recent years, more and more people have settled down in villages and abandoned their nomadic lifestyles. Climate change at the end of the last ice age had made farming possible in more regions, and the increased competition for foraging resources that occurred as a result of increased human population led to agriculture becoming a more profitable source of food. Consequently, they found that they could produce all they needed within a relatively small area once they learned how to clear land and irrigate. Soon, permanent communities began to form and foraging became a less popular life way. Within over 7 billion people to feed, foraging is not an effective source of food for today's world. Typically, foragers travel throughout their environment selecting plants, animals, and other raw materials they needed and then utilize them without too much processing. Farmers are different. Unlike this paddy field, they select a small range of species, carefully tend to them in protecting environments, and make sure they are kept out of harm's way. Agriculture is the story of how humankind developed and cultivated processes for producing food, feed, fiber, fuel, and other goods by raising plants and animals. Prior to the development of plant cultivation, human beings were hunters and gatherers. Human societies evolved as a result of the development of knowledge and skill of taking care of the soil and growing plants, allowing clans and tribes to stay in the same location for generations too. Archaeological evidence indicates that such developments occurred 10,000 or more years ago. The earliest population probably cleared land by burning forests, then planted crops among the dead stumps to enrich the soil. The farmers would plant in one area of forest until the yield declined, and then they would burn off another area of forest to plant. The species that humans tended to change drastically when they became farming. This resulted from humans choosing the most nutritious wheat grains, rice grains, corn grains, or the most fat and docile animals. Within a few generations, new types of domesticated animals began to appear, and these evolved not from natural selection but from artificial selection. The human race also undergoes changes, but they do so in a more technological, social, and cultural direction. It was then they cleared trees, built paddy fields like this one, diverted rivers, and built fences to keep rats and wolves away from their crops and animals. Humans realized that they have the ability to produce more of what they wanted from any area, from a small area, than they had previously been able to. In other words, humans could no longer live in nomadic settlements but instead could live in a sedentary village. But to get a real sense of what's going on with farming, we need to think about it from a bigger history perspective. Remember, all the energy that supports the biosphere, or most of it, comes from sunlight through photosynthesis. What farmers were actually doing was redirecting that energy towards species that they could use rather than species that needed it for reproduction. The result was a sort of huge energy grab by one species, our own. No wonder with farming, human populations began to grow so rapidly. For an understanding of how and why collective learning is speeding up, we have to examine how people exchange ideas. When several individuals are linked, they form a network. Network appears in many different varieties. A computer network consists of individuals who buy and sell. The internet consists of computer networks. Proteins in a cell form networks linked by chemical reactions. The electricity grid consists of networks. All networks contain two main kinds of things: points and link between the points. The vast majority of collective learning probably occurs in tiny, almost invisible stages. As it turns out, it works a bit like natural selection, with tiny variations in knowledge appearing, some of which may be interesting, valuable, or inspiring, enough to catch people's attention. Other words, we are hoping to find more innovative and more new ideas in network in which people have a different way of living, working, praying, and thinking. Thank you for watching.